Hello, chat. Well, welcome yet again to another best huddle ever. For those joining, I am Nick Wan, the owner and GM of an NFL team, NFL Big Data Bowl team, where I have assembled four of the greatest data scientists in the public domain to go out and win me and themselves, but the team, our first inaugural Big Data Bowl trophy. Tonight we do have Tim. Tim, are you on right now?
I'm here, yeah.
Oh yes. Hello. Welcome. So
Hello.
hello. How are you? How's your how's the strike been for you?
It's been a wild one.
I know we're going to go forward with the intern interviews. I'm excited to look through some of the candidates today, and I know you're going to help me out with some of the interviewing too. So the first thing we're going to do is what we all did this past week, and although everyone was on strike, it seems like Tim, you had you were able to pump some stuff out on your end.
And
Okay.
I did a little video to show it. I think you have to turn up the resolution for it because there's some weird bug going on with the video.
Okay. I will turn up the resolution. Okay.
I hope that helps in some way. But you can see there's a football field and you can like drag players around. And if you click on the players, you see their player number and their coordinates. Uh, yeah, that will be useful at a later part of the project.
So this is for like when we're talking about like tackles and like formation stuff. You're able to kind of like mix and match where a player might be if they could be in a better position or not, right?
Yeah, like if you're the coach, you could like talk through it with a player where the best position is for the player to be, and maybe if they could have lined up in a different position, they could have a better position to get a tackle.
I guess like can you describe to me what the different numbers on the field might be?
It's different numbers where the teams line up with like when the ball gets out of play, they line up there and then they get ready to tackle each other. I saw like one game in Paris a few weeks ago. I think it was like South Africa versus New Zealand. It was like a pretty intense game. So
Did was there another name for this sport at all that they were saying in the stands at all?
yeah, they would call it rugby, but I think that's like just a casual name. I think French people like to use different names for the same sport, so they really tackle a lot. So that was like,
Well, they do know ball, and that's what's the most important part. So this is good. This is I see a lot of value here, and I'm excited to use something like this to have a little more creativity, a little more ownership over play design. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Tim. I'll start by saying again because the team has been on strike. There hasn't been much movement in terms of what everyone's been working on, but I've been working on the background myself on trying to put together a good vehicle vessel alignment into interviewing our intern candidate. So I put together sort of something that I've taken from many different places I've been and reading several different self-help books on project management and organizational psychology. I feel like this is sort of a nice summation of all of the different pieces I've read, all the research that I have gathered. We've isolated this into 6 different categories. We have, of course, a cover letter. There's a recommendation letter that's important, a philosophy of yard work, which is similar to a philosophy of teaching or a teaching philo. Given some of the requirements from some of our other teammates on yard work, a background check, of course, because this is a sport, the sport of football, we're looking for also the 40-yard dash time. And lastly, since we are based in Indianapolis, we are looking for a history of the Indianapolis quiz as part of the interview. So given all the different initials, all the different lettering of this, it actually is a pretty easy thing to see. Once you see it on the page, this is known as a crybri. The crybri is scored out of 100, so your cover letter at 13, your letter of reference at 19, your yard work philosophy at 17%, your background check at a 6%, your 40-yard time at a 36%, and of course your history of Indianapolis quiz at 11%. So crybri, again, very important to our process. It is something that is consistent and relatively meaningful to us. We have the weighting scores now. For our first candidate, we were looking at their resume, which we counted towards several things, but this is one document from the crybri that they presented. They showed that their skills or teaching pitchers how to do better, can be good with analytics, coaching player experience, and experience at all 9 positions. They are playing for 2021 to present in their rookie prep, rookie and minor levels, 6 seasons. That's excellent. Pitching and catching, so very versatile in their playing experience, and experience with baseball for 5 years total. It is important to note that this candidate is 9 years old. Their recent education from 2022 to present at their elementary school, they presented what is Tommy John surgery at a STEM expo in this previous spring. They're scoring the 96th percentile in math. That's all of math. So that's extremely valuable in the Big Data Bowl. And they're in the 85th percentile in ELA, which I'm assuming is some sort of specialization in player tracking as well. Second place as some sort of award, minor league award, and 7 medals in baseball and swim team, which shows them as an athlete, not just a baseball player. And they've been to several conferences, which is actually pretty impressive. No joking. Pretty impressive for an elementary school student. But when offered the role, the student turned us down in favor of a major league manager opportunity that they are waiting back on. So they're looking to be a manager for a team, apparently in the AL West, is what they said. So they didn't want to say anything specific, and I will respect their privacy. So they said no. So we are going to our second candidate, whose cryby was not as good as this candidate here, who scored a very excellent 69.72 cryby score. So without further ado, this candidate actually is live with us tonight. And so we will actually be reviewing their material with them and interviewing them. So please, chat, give a warm welcome to our second candidate, our second pick of the evening, Sam Schwartzstein. Yes. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Very excited. This is a huge opportunity for me to be joining the Indianapolis Colts, sponsored by Nick Wan, formerly known as the Indianapolis Colts, Nick Wan's version. I'm very excited to be a part of this opportunity.
Thank you. And I just a few things, like your interest in this role your background, like what are your I guess wanting to be a part of the team and qualifications for it.
I'm big, so that was one. I enjoy data. That's another. And I like bowls, so that was cool. And then I'm passionate about what you guys are doing to try and solve these problems in general, and what you can do for the state of Minneapolis. That's also very important to me.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, we'll get into some more questions in a bit, but let's continue here. We saw, like, just looking through the cover letter. I guess, like, your degree is from a small regional school, and yeah, you grad. What was this? What was the small regional school, and what did you graduate with here?
Yeah, that's Stanford. Not to be confused with Stamford, Connecticut, but Stanford, out near Palo Alto.
I see.
I graduated with a bachelor's of arts and then a master's of arts as well.
Wow. Okay. And it looks like it looks like you're interested in. I guess, like, one question that comes up looking at through all of this is, like, what are your thoughts on, like, our team is located in Indianapolis, so what are your thoughts about Indianapolis relocating to Indianapolis?
Yeah, so one of the mantras, I currently work at Amazon, but Andy Jassy has a return to office protocol. So uh, I know that you guys had a return to office mandate in. I know that might have led to a strike of sorts, but with a return to office, I'd be willing to reload.
Okay. All right. There. Yeah, we are. We're looking at a. Yeah, we are looking at return to work. The culture is important. Uh, are you allergic to any, like? Do you have any hay or grass allergies that we need to know about?
No, the only thing I'm allergic to is failure. So I've come to join a winning program.
Okay, that's excellent. That's actually really excellent. So, our next thing here is your letter of recommendation, which comes from, it looks like, head football coach Jim Harbaugh. I guess looking through this is pretty excellent. I suppose he was coaching at the small school you were at. Is there any specifics in anything that you want to illuminate here from Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah, so my close friend James Joseph Harbaugh, he was there, head coach of Stanford when I got there, left after the Orange Bowl season. He was a firm believer in me, and then he did not believe in me, referred to me as the leader of the partiers. Then once he left, I did become the captain and Rose Bowl champion of the Stanford Cardinals. So after that, we became very close friends. I have great times with him at weddings I end up seeing him at, and we still have the same arguments that we've had over the years. But he's referred to me as a bus rider steak eater before, and those are for the players that when they're on the travel roster, they come to the game, they eat the steak, and they ride the bus to the game, and then they're done. But I have moved past that, and he has found ways to not just refer to me as a bus rider steak eater.
I see. I heard I heard he was, one of the names that you might have said was something about sidelines, some sideline.
Sideline, yes, he refers to us as sideline role players during the game, to where you need to scream run, pass, or in the case of a play action, run, no pass. So you always have to be ready as a sideline role player.
I see. Okay. Well, he has a fantastic recommendation as you being an intern on our Big Data Bowl team. So, do you find that fair in terms of his recommendation?
Absolutely. I mean, he is scandal proof. So that's a very important thing for who you can get to write a letter of rec, and the ability for me to get a letter of rec from somebody like that, I think is a lot. It tells you a lot about my character.
I see. Okay. Okay. Our next portion of the interview process here was the statement of yard work philosophy, where uh, uh, Sam Kirshner on our team is seeking someone who could do blue collar work, particularly in the realm of horticulture and botany. I guess going through your yard work philosophy, is there any details you would like to describe about how you approach the yard, how you approach yard work in general?
Well, a couple of things. My milkshake does bring all the boys to the yard. I do stomp the yard, and then I believe in yards over meters first and foremost. So that's why football will always be superior to what the French call rugby, because of yards. We have yards instead of meters. So I want to make that clear first and foremost. I also have a very strong understanding of the field turf and the turf varieties myself, having purchased multiple turf fields in former jobs. So that is something that I have very strong opinions on monofilament turf versus slit film turf, versus interior design turf that the University of Houston used to play on before I had to buy them a new field. So I know all things turf. I know all things. I don't know all things grass. I do live in California, but I don't know all things grass. Uh, but I feel like I'm up to the challenge from my understanding of yard as well as my understanding of turf.
Okay. This is a very strong philosophy of yard work, rivaling that of our previous candidate. So, excellent work with the philosophy here. We did run a background check, and it does seem that everything has checked out. Just going through employment history, it looks like when we contacted your previous employers, um, they no seemingly pause for concerns. But going through the list here, is there any specific uh, uh, background check or background reports flags that you want to elaborate on before we continue here?
Yeah, I think you dig into my background, you find it's pretty flawless. I think my experience at Chegg can provide us homework answers to if we needed help on the big data bowl submission. If we wanted to farm it out, that is something that I have access to. If we wanted to, having run football operations at the XFL, if we wanted to do minor league tackling adjustments, I could also do that as well. And now with TNF on Amazon and Prime Vision, having access to state-of-the-art technology as well, I feel like I'd provide an opportunity for the team to be able to expand, not just take over the entire state of Indiana, but do even more.
This is very compelling work. We do have a couple questions before we get into sort of the end of the interview process here. But the first questions will be about Indianapolis as part of our Indianapolis quiz. The first question is, what is the largest city in Indiana?
That would be Indianapolis.
Okay, all right. And then a second question is, uh, name the city that was the new location, the new capital in 1813 during the relocation of the capital during the War of 1812.
That would be Corydon.
Okay.
Corydon.
Okay. All right. Um,
I think that's
for
the actual pronunciation. Don't ever check that, but I believe that's the actual pronunciation.
Okay. Thank you for that. Um, and we'll have a few questions here from uh, another team member, Tim Keller. Tim, did you have any questions uh, on top of the Indianapolis quiz that you wanted to ask?
I wanted to ask like some football knowledge about offsides. So yeah, Sam,
Uh,
what is I wanted to ask what is on a passing play when is the receiving player offside when they play the ball, or how does it work?
well, there are nearly infinite scenarios in which the player is offsides, depending on where they line up. They can be 1 yard, or they can be in the neutral zone, 1 yard over the neutral zone, up to 99 minus n yards in front of the neutral zone. So it depends on where they line up. You could technically be offsides by standing in the stands, but you are offsides if you're standing on the neutral zone. But most importantly, as all these questions, because I do believe this might be a trick question, you're only offsides if the official calls you offsides. Rules are not made to be followed, they're enforced.
Yeah, we learned over the last year you only offside if VAR really says you're offside, like with the adjusted line on the TV screen. So yeah, you're probably right. Thank you. And also, we have another Sam in our group. So would you be open because is really uh he really loves to be called the only Sam in the group. So would you be open to relocate your name for this position?
I think as part to be able to be part of the relocated Indianapolis Colts of Nick Wan's team, formerly known as the team known as Indianapolis Colts, sponsored by Nick Wan, also former AKA the Indianapolis Colts, Nick Wan's version, I would be able to relocate. That's part of the process.
Great. So I think yeah, I have no. Oh yeah, do you have any knowledge in SaaS? That's like also on my list because SaaS is a
Uh,
really big topic in our team, and we like
yeah,
still hoping to get a license there.
look, I think R and Python are great, open source. People can use them, but SAS is very, very important to be able to have something that's closed, other people can steal. Um, yeah. Well, what will Pudge 308 has some good suggestion. What will I be named instead?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think I think the other Sam is also like widely on the list, but yeah, or we also could name you not actual Sam. That's also maybe a good thing to ace, buddy, chief. Yeah, we have a lot of options here, so you can choose one if you want.
Wow, I get to choose. Wow. Yeah. How does the other Sam spell their name?
It's just SAM.
Oh, wow. Basic loser.
Uh, thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim. Um, okay. Continuing, we are in the looking at the 40-yard dash here, and I believe you have submitted a video of
Oh,
your.
I didn't know. I didn't submit a video.
You didn't submit a
I
video.
didn't know. I didn't know the 40-yard dash was on this.
There is a part of the cry
You're
bride
gonna.
is.
Oh, you're gonna show a video. Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, so we have a video, and it seems like this is from seemingly your pro day. So,
Oh
um,
no.
so we're just gonna play through this real quick here.
Offensive line was Andrew Luck, center for a season last year.
A position near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
I remember this 40.
Oh no.
You're not going to set any records.
Well, you know what though? On my pro day at the University of Washington, I improved enough from the combine that
This is a deep fake.
the box was
This is a
checked.
deep fake.
And that's often what this is about for these offensive linemen. Short seam.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That that doesn't look great.
That's a deep
Just-
fake. That's a deep fake.
Is this looks like you are pulling up due to an injury?
I thought it said to run a 32-yard 40. That's what I thought. And then I was talking to Ron Yorko, and he was this was 10 years ago, so he was like, "You should strain," and I was like, "Yes, strain. I remember that big data bowl strain." That's what I thought they were talking about.
Wow. What was the just for my reference? What is the 40 time? What was the 40 time you ended up acquiring on this run?
It would have been a DNF. That would be DNF.
Okay, that's a DNF. All right. Okay, just wondering.
But if you extrapolated out that 32 yards, that would have gone up to a 4-2 or a 5-2. But I did not make it 40 yards. Made it 32.
I see. Okay. Well, one other question that we have is, and this is just, we've completed the cry bri, but just personally, I have a question about your just your commitment to secrecy. We've had, um, you know, I think you've seen Adam Schefter post some stuff about us. We've had leaks in terms of our internal dealings, and what there was that Wired article. So we wanted to just confirm that you are just a part of trying to keep a tight lip here on our team. So we're asking you, what was a secret that you had to keep and tell no one about, and what was it, and how long did you keep it?
Well, Nick, I just want to tell you what great leadership principles you put out there to make sure I don't tell secrets by having me tell a secret. I just want to, wow, I couldn't even think of something better myself. So, really, really great stuff you have done here. So, look, I'm ready to say it's tough for me to come clean, but having played at Stanford with Andrew Luck, I'm ready to say that he was a time traveler, and he did participate in the Civil War on the Union side, of course. And that's how he was able to know every play in college. That's why we were able to go line scrimmage three, because he knew what the defense was going to do. That's how we knew we were in the perfect play. So, um, unbelievably, yes, he was a time traveler, and yes, he did serve on the Union in the Civil War.
That's a deep secret to keep for all these years, and that does show us your commitment to this team. So appreciate you sharing that with us. Is there, before we conclude the interview, is there any questions for me or Tim before you go?
So the problem that we're trying to solve is tackling, correct?
Yes.
Um, does that have to do with the fact that there are offensive players named tackles, and we're gonna submit something that says that we should change tackles to not tackles so that we know that they're not tackling anybody?
That's a great question. I think that's within the scope of some of the problems we can solve, but I believe the primary problem we're looking for is specific to uh, defensive tackling. Yes.
But why are there offensive tackles?
It's a That's true. You bring up a great point, and I will ask management about this one.
Okay, I have another question for Tim specifically.
Yes, Tim.
With there being a football game in Germany this year, um, were you able to attend? Were you able to tailgate? Or do you have any analytics on the success of that event?
So I was in that city and Nick like bought me a ticket, but I somehow got in the same wrong train and I went to a soccer game in Berlin, so I did not get to experience that at all, unfortunately.
So I want to submit one more thing for Cryby. I've never gotten on the wrong train. I want to put that out there. That I have a special power called train timeliness. So just want to no connection to what Tim just said. I just want to make sure that's known.
Okay.
That's exceptional, really good.
Uh, we're logging that in our review notes. Any other questions, Sam?
How do I log my hours specifically?
So we do have a system that is called Lawn Pup, which is you go to the website and you click log in. Then you don't click into any of the pages. You click next. After you click next, you will be prompted to log in. So you put in your name, but you don't put in your password. You put in your pass key, which was given to you on your onboarding session. And then when you're in, all you need to do is press next, and then you'll actually be logged in at that point, and you could clock in at that point. So we log all of our hours to LawnPup, but as of last week, we actually did away with our clocking in system. So depending on the hours you are working, we'll be able to pay out per week on just a weekly basis as opposed to an hourly basis now.
Wow. Ugh. I mean, couldn't ask for a better system. I have one more question. With my name needing to be changed, can I be Tim?
I think that is in the cards. We'll have to also talk to management about you changing your name to Tim. I did like the idea of other Sam, but Tim, what do you think about his name being Tim?
I think the name Tim is still open, so then I can change my name, and we'll find something cool for me, and then Sam can be Tim.
And maybe Tim could be Sam, and then we could figure it out for the other Sam.
Yeah,
As
and
I'm
Sam
Tim.
could be Jordan, and Jordan could be William Miller, and William Miller could be Scott Turner.
That's true. That's true. We do have. There is a. There are a good amount of names available, but I was growing kind of accustomed to other Sam personally. So, any other questions, Sam? Before you have all this time with us for the interview, any thoughts?
No, I
Questions?
think that is all I have for right now.
Okay, Tim,
I
any questions?
have one. Yeah, I have one more question. Thanks for like all the exceptional answers. But were you able to set up the secure scuttlebutt, the manual that I sent you? Because that's like very
Yes.
important, and that's like some of our most important work. So I hope you were able to set that up so you can get ready to work.
Yeah, Scuttlebutt is locked and loaded. I did a Chegg course on it this morning, sponsored by Chegg. So totally ready.
Exceptional.
That's
Thank you.
very good. That's very good. So,
No further questions at this time.
okay. Well, Sam, I appreciate you interviewing with us. We will have some sort of roundup questionnaire thing with our internal group, and then we'll get back to you hopefully within the week.
Within the week?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Oh, I don't know. Wow, what's going on in chat? That's weird.
Oh. Wow.
So we still waiting a week, or how's this work? Or
Maybe a day.
a day?
Sounds okay. Yeah. Maybe like we'll see at the end of the stream. Maybe I can get back to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me just check one thing out real quick.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Does that fit your schedule?
Yeah, it'll fit my schedule. I'm busy Thursdays.
Oh. Okay. Is there any particular time on Thursdays that you're busy?
Yeah. So from Thursday 8:15 Eastern to about 11:30 Eastern, I'm busy. There's a show called Thursday Night Football Prime Vision with Next Gen Stats. Uh, Sam Schwartzstein's version, formerly known as Nick Wan's version. Uh, it's on Prime Video every week. So if there are people who want to to tune into that, they can totally able to. Just need to have a Prime Video subscription.
All right. All right. Well, I will make sure that we do not return your call any later than today, but definitely not during your Thursday night work, for sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, appreciate you interviewing with us, Sam. It's really actually fantastic. So, thanks for coming on, and thanks for applying to the internship.
Like them.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, dude.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, other Sam, and Sam. Thank y'all. Wow, Sam. Let's give it up for other Sam chat. Thank you, other Sam, for applying to the internship, and we will think about whether or not Sam is the guy for the job here. But it's a real shame you couldn't get the 9-year-old. That's right. I agree. On top of that, in terms of the lawn pup, in terms of the cry bry, as we've seen, it is 36% weighted on the 40-yard dash. So we'll see how that works out for him as a DNF. So, but thank you to Sam. Please check out Thursday Night Football, Prime Vision with Sam Schwartzstein. I think the one announcement is shout out to current Sam Kirshner, for being around. The biggest thing for him is hope he feels better. He's currently under the weather. So hearts and chats for Sam Kirshner, since he's Sam in chat.
Feel better soon, Sam.
Feel better soon. Action items for this week. Let's keep pushing on the data visualization. We do have some of the data visualization and modeling stuff that we want to put together, and I think Sam Kirshner, since he's Sam, has a lot of Peregrine Falcon research he wants to share with us.
Indeed, and I think if we can get other Sam on board, then we have that will solve a lot of bottlenecks in our team. So
okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I'm still wondering who, it's good that someone doesn't really know about, who's leaking all this information to the press, but I guess while we're still on here, Tim, do you have any idea who might have leaked the stuff to Wired?
I don't know, and I should not incriminate myself, so I don't want to talk about this.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tim. And we will see you next week.
Hello, General Manager of the Reds. It is I, Nick Wan.
Hello, Director of Analytics Nick Wan. I'm the General Manager of the Reds.
I think we should trade all of our good players to the Mariners.
Great idea. Let's do that. I will call the Mariners right now.